Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll get a reminder on how to sign up for village news, including important emergency messages provided through the village's Blackboard Connect system. We'll get ready for fall and falling leaves as we review the village yard waste and garbage rules. We'll have a little Halloween fun as members of the Vernon Hills Police Department share some important Halloween safety tips. We'll check in with Countryside Fire's Tony Rodkey to learn how Countryside Fire Department educates children throughout the district. And we'll look back at some of the sights and sounds of this year's Fall Fest, which was held September 28th and 29th at the Metro Station. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.
We are at Village Hall. We're here with Kristen Svensson from the village staff. She's our go-to person right now for information about getting communications on the local level, particularly something that involves the village of Vernon Hills. I know there's messages that you get them faster if you get them right from the village, and one of the ways to do it is Blackboard Connect. Can you explain what kind of Blackboard Connect is in a nutshell?
Blackboard Connect is a reverse 911 system that will notify residents by text, phone, email, or all of the above if you choose to sign up for it. And it will notify you of any emergency alerts, tornado warnings, water issues, etc.
And when we talk about right at the local level, that could be like there's a road closing someplace or something like that. It's really timely. It isn't just for messages about a festival or something. It's timely things that people need to know in town. But you said it right when you said you have to sign up for it.
Yes, so you can go to our website and sign up for Blackboard Connect. You would register with a user ID and password, and then you put in your contact information, so your address, your phone number, your email address, and you choose how to receive the notifications. So I am a Vernon Hills resident myself. I want to receive the messaging in as many forms as possible. So I sign up for email, text message, and phone call, and when I signed up, there was a tornado warning the same day, and so I was able to test to make sure that everything worked correctly, and it did.
When we talk about it too, you also have to go in and check your account from time to time, because I know when that tornado warning went out, you get the data back, and it said there were thousands of calls that were bad numbers, probably landlines that no longer exist, things like that. But so you have to go in yourself and check that to make sure it's still working correctly for you.
That's correct. So only 50% roughly of the messages were successfully delivered. There was over 3,500 bad numbers or unanswered phone calls. So it is important if your phone number changes, your email address changes, that you go in and update that information. Otherwise, you're going to risk not receiving those important notifications.
And the address is important too, because sometimes these messages can be targeted right down to a neighborhood if it has to be. And so by telling people what neighborhood you're in, that can help get that message to you quickly.
Absolutely. So if you live in a specific neighborhood in town and that's the only neighborhood affected by this issue, you're going to be the ones that are going to be receiving that. If your address is wrong, you may receive an alert for something that doesn't apply to you.
Yeah. And in the day, it used to be there was a phone book and everybody had a landline, and so the government could just use that kind of database. It just doesn't work that way anymore. We don't have phone books with good numbers for everybody. That's why everybody has to take the time and check that Blackboard Connect reverse 911.
Absolutely.
If somebody needs to do that, they can go online. On the website, it says notify me. I know that's an easy way.
Yep.
But if somebody needs a little help, Village Hall, the front desk is ready to help.
Absolutely. So you can call the Village Hall at 847-367-3700, and they can help walk you through if necessary.
Yeah, but it's a great thing, because you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait when it's something that's really important to the neighborhood. That's the easiest way to do it, right from the source. And all of the emergency personnel feed into this. It's a really useful thing. All it takes is a few minutes to take care of it.
That's right, and you are going to get the most current information in an urgent manner.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time, and we will keep refining those databases. So remember, Blackboard Connect. Go to the Notify Me page, go to the top, sign up, check your information, and we'll be good to go for all those emergency things that may happen. So thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
Well, we're coming into fall. That means fall leaf cleanup and all that kind of stuff. So we're here with Mike Atkinson. He's the village's community development guru. He also is the garbage guy today. So thanks for taking the time and come talk to us. So especially if you're new to town, the first thing we want to remind people is when the leaves come down, they can't go into the gutter. They have to go into containers.
That's correct. Leaves need to be raked into approved paper bags that are available at local stores, or into a garbage can that's spray painted with an X.
Yeah. And you can get your little stickers that go on each one for your pickup. You can get those at most like Home Depot and all those places. You can get them at Village Hall, but just put a sticker on that, and that's how they get picked up with your main garbage day.
That's correct, and that's one of the options. The other one is to pay for an annual fee to have your leaves picked up without the need for a sticker.
Okay. That's just something we want to remind people, and the fire department would love us to also remind people you can't burn them. Can't burn leaves here.
Yeah, you can't burn leaves in Vernon Hills. That's correct.
Yeah, so they've all got to get scooped up. So if you've got a landscaper too that's scooping your leaves around, they can't go in the gutter. They've got to do the same thing or haul them out for you. That's the leaf thing. Let's talk about garbage since we've got everybody's attention, because I know that's one of those bugaboos that oftentimes the Village Hall gets calls to kind of tattle on neighbors. Garbage cans out too much. So that's something we want. And before we talk about that, though, let's talk about waste management advanced disposal, because if you've been watching the board meetings, we know that there's a possibility of those two companies coming together. But we still have a contract, right, for garbage hauling here in the village.
That's exactly correct. The village has a contract with Advanced Disposal. That contract will be in place for another year. If for some reason Waste Management purchased Advanced, that contract would still be in place. Nothing would change. And in the coming months, staff will begin renegotiations of that contract.
So at this point, we're just copacetic. Everything's like it's always been. And when we talk about how everything's always been, that's a good time for us to remind people that how to put their garbage out, where it should be put out on garbage day, and how to store it. So let's go down to the end of the driveway and show people how it should be done, sir.
Okay.
Okay, we've got the cans down toward the gutter. They do like to have a little space between because they've got that big arm that comes out. But this looks kind of like how you'd want it, I think.
Yeah, exactly. At least 3 feet apart. Yeah. It leaves plenty of room for the mechanism that grabs the garbage can to lift into the dumpster.
Okay. So that's putting them out. And people aren't to put their garbage out too far ahead of garbage day. So your main garbage day, the night before is okay, but not like 2 days out.
That's correct. In fact, we ask that garbage cans be put out no earlier than 5 p.m. the day before garbage pickup.
Okay. And the trick, what we usually have is in the neighborhoods are calls about garbage cans not coming back and being stored properly. So can we go over some of those tips?
Sure. The village asks that the garbage cans be brought in no later than 7 p.m. on the day of pickup. And you can store them in any one of 3 locations, actually 4 locations, one in your garage, one on the side of your house, screened by either a bush or a fence, or it can be on the side of your house at least 15 feet back from the front face of your house, in which case you don't have to screen it, or it can be in the rear of your property as well. Any one of those locations would be acceptable.
And same with leaves. When you have those craft paper bags out, they shouldn't go out ahead of your main garbage day. They shouldn't go, if you mow on Saturday, they shouldn't sit there all weekend. It should come out like right before it's time for pickup.
That's correct. The leaf bags, as far as when you can place them on the curb, same as garbage, no earlier than 5 p.m. the day preceding garbage pickup.
Okay. Well, let's show people one of the places that it's good to store stuff. We'll move them again. Well, you can see we've got the cans moved to the back of the house. Now, this is one of the best locations because the key is you can't see it when you're driving by on the street.
Correct, and really that's the real intent of the regulations, is to keep visibility from the street down as low as possible. So the 2 best locations obviously would be the garage and the backyard.
And when you talk about the side, we'll repeat that one, because if it's got a bush or something in front of it to screen, or a little piece of fence, you can go back along the side of your house assuming you're not on the corner, that if you're a corner house, you just don't want to see it from the street. You got to go to the other side of your house.
That's correct. It can go on an interior side yard, screened properly, but not in a side yard that adjoins the street.
So the key is just when you drive by, you don't just see cans all over the place. That's the key. That's what makes our neighborhoods look beautiful. And that's what you get the calls on. And if you do get calls, you have a green sticker that somebody might see when they get home from work someday.
Yeah, we do. We have a informational sticker that we put on the cans, and it gives a lot of good information, really, that reviews what we're talking about today, where you can store your garbage can, when they can be put out at the street, and the like.
So if you've got questions on that, you can call the Village Hall. They'll kind of go over it with you. They'll show you where to go to on the website. Speaking of something on the website, since we're out in nature here today, skunk activity is kind of increased. So I know that Village Hall and the police department do get calls on that. And the village does have the skunk abatement program still in the works. So you can go online and learn how to get some reimbursement for if you have to go call a trapper.
Exactly. That information is available on our website, and the village has a program whereby if you hire a licensed trapper, the village would reimburse or share half the cost for that trapping.
Yeah, so they'll share some of the cost. It's got to be a licensed trapper. You can't just do that stuff on your own. So we follow like DNR rules and all that kind of stuff. But if you are having a skunk problem, that is another thing. Go online and check that part out. So that's another thing to help keep our neighborhoods smelling sweet, I guess is the word. So Thanks for taking the time. Thanks to you and your staff for being there when we have questions. And we'll try to do our part to keep things looking good.
Thanks, Lynn.
Hi, I'm Jeff Hemesath of the Vernon Hills Police Department Crime Prevention Unit. I'm here with Commander Jim Levicki to talk about Halloween safety tips.
Now, as a reminder, this year Halloween is Thursday, October 31st, and trick-or-treat hours, just as always, from 4 to 8 p.m.
First off, parents, for you, should always accompany your very young children. When it comes to costumes, light-colored, non-flammable costumes should be worn, and a flashlight should be carried if children go out after dark. When planning a costume, keep in mind that long costumes and high-heeled shoes might be unsafe for crossing streets and climbing stairs. Think about using makeup instead of a mask. Sometimes masks can obstruct the vision.
Now remember, Halloween isn't just for kids, so parents, we're counting on you to help out as well. So here's some tips for you to share with your children. Parents, remember to instruct your children to be courteous and respectful of property of others. Instruct your child not to accept rides from strangers or other children that are not known to you or them. Make sure you tell your kids not to enter any home unless it's one that's a relative or a known friend. And tell your kids to stay on the sidewalk as much as possible and try to confine their trick-or-treating to your own immediate neighborhood. Walk, don't run from house to house, and children should always watch out for traffic. Most important, urge your kids to wait until they return home before eating any of their treats, and check the contents thoroughly to see if you have anything has been tampered with.
Hey parents, most importantly, throw away any unwrapped candy or fruit. And remember, when in doubt, throw it out.
Do we know this guy?
I don't know who it is.
All right, well parents, hey, just remember, it's a busy time of the year, lots of people around, so make sure you're extra specially aware of anyone that's walking around the streets. And hopefully by this point, we don't need to mention this anymore, but really with the cell phones, put them down, no texting and driving, make sure everyone's as safe as possible.
And finally, remember, please call 911 immediately if you see anything, anyone, any vehicle that's suspicious. And lastly, remember Halloween hours are 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
We want to thank everybody at Halloween City over on Route 21 for their assistance and cooperation in the taping of this public service announcement.
Now, on behalf of Chief Patrick Crease and the rest of us here at the Vernon Hills Police Department, have a safe and happy Halloween.
We are at Hawthorne Elementary North. That's just one of the schools that Countryside Fire spends a lot of time at, educating our kids, educating our community through our kids. We're with Fireman Tony. I know you're busy today. You took a minute, though. You're coming in October, Fire Safety Month, so I know you are educating. Can you tell us a little bit about the school program you got?
Absolutely. We have 9 elementary schools, 5 middle schools, and the Vernon Hills High School that we visit each year twice per grade level. For example, today at the Elementary North here, we see the kindergartners. We have some flashcard games. First grade, they learn to join the fire safety club. Second grade, where there's smoke, there's science. Third grade, be cool about fire safety. Fourth grade, the Great Escape Challenge. And fifth grade, the smoke alarm show. So each year, the program builds on itself. It's not the same program each year to the students. They get something different every year, learn some new information, and always a review, of course. And then the middle schools and the high school are for the adolescents. We have those adolescent programs designed specifically for age-appropriate grades.
When you talk about all those schools, it's not just Hawthorne and Vernon Hills. Because Countryside spreads out into Mundelein, you go north, you cover a lot of ground.
That's true. We have District 79, the Fremont schools. We have District 96, Country Meadow and Woodlawn Middle School. And we have District 76, Diamond Lake, West Oak, and of course, Vernon Hills High School. D128 and D73 is the Hawthorne school. So it's a lot of schools, 15.
15 schools, and everybody knows Fireman Tony. If you ever wonder why your kids know Fireman Tony, it's because you're in the classroom that much. And you talked about some of those lessons that you're teaching, and we hear that come home. When you have a parent in the grades, you hear those lessons come home. Are there some lessons you want to teach us parents tonight that as parents are watching that we should be knowing about? You talked about the Great Escape. That's one that I always find intriguing.
Yes, absolutely. You parents are the secondary audience. So when the children bring back that information and share it with you, now we're expanding the knowledge through the community, because it's important that the parents follow and support what their children are learning. And the Great Escape Challenge is about the students in 4th grade getting the tools to make an escape plan, practicing at home with their family so they know what to do and where to go. And I have to say, I'm really happy and supported by the school teachers in all the school districts, and they've given me a lot of tips in improving our programs for the benefit of the community. So I want to say thank you to all the teachers out there. They're real American heroes.
They do it every day, all day, so I'm telling you. So, well, and as you talk about education and spreading it to the community, that's the key, because at Countryside Fire Protection District, it's about protection. You don't want the fires to ever start. That's the key to what you're doing.
Absolutely. Prevention, prevention, prevention.
Yeah, there you go. So, and as we are watching this Vernon Hills update, we're in October. That is what is it called? Fire Safety Month? Fire Prevention Month?
Well, it's the unofficial Fire Safety Month, okay. October. However, Fire Prevention Week is always the week of October 9th when the Great Chicago Fire occurred. So our open house is Sunday, October 6th at 8 a.m. till noon. Pancake breakfast, open house. Come join us Sunday, October 6th. A lot of activities. Meet the firefighters. Check out the fire station.
That is always a good time. That's one that everybody looks. When you say the fire station, it's the one on Deer Path Drive, because you've got 2 fire stations. So come over to Deer Path Drive. That's where you can get it all. And the pancakes are you charge a little bit of money, but it all goes back to a good cause.
Yes, it's $15 for a family of 4 or 5. All you can eat. Nobody goes hungry. Otherwise, it's $5 for an adult.
Yeah, and it all goes back to your programs and things like that. Now, if somebody wants to know more about what's going on, like you said, you're busy in the schools. You've got things going on all the time. In fact, we really should probably thank your Underwriter Laboratory kids. That's something you've got kids that are motivated all the time to help you. You want to talk about that for a second?
Absolutely. There was 10 years of research by Underwriter Laboratories to tell us, they learned, close your door before you go to sleep. Close before you doze is the program. And we had a video contest at the high school to enter the Underwriter Laboratory video contest. And we helped promote close before you doze. And we really believe in that because their research shows you're more likely to survive with your bedroom door closed should there be a fire or smoke in the house. We hope that never happens.
Okay, that's a very good point. And as we're coming into November, let's remind people to get their batteries ready to go, because November is another big thing happening.
Absolutely. When you change your clocks, change the batteries in your smoke alarms. That's the reminder. Daylight savings times is the reminder. To change the batteries in your smoke alarms, we recommend that every 6 months when we change our clocks. And it's also a good time to run a fire drill with your family, practice your escape plan.
You know, always fun too. I'm telling you, when it's not a real emergency, it's kind of a fun thing to do. So, if you want more information, Fireman Tony is all around. Ask him questions. Have your kids bring the question to school with them, because Fireman Tony will be coming around to see him. And remember, we will be at the pancake breakfast. That'll be great.
I appreciate it, Lynn, and I hope to see you all out there at the open house.
At the open house. And remember, we always close with the same thing. If you have a question, if you think you got an emergency and you're not for sure what to do, what do we do?
When in doubt, call it out, 911.
Thank you, Fireman Tony, and thank you to all the teachers here at Hawthorne and everywhere else that are supporting our kids with that. Thanks very much.
You're welcome, Lynn.
Well, we are with Mary Carmody. She's the executive director of the Midwest Veterans Closet, but so much more, because this is your brainchild. This is your heart. This is what everything.
Founded the Midwest Veterans Closet in 2014, and we began in a small landscaping trailer. And right now we're in 2,000 square feet, and we outgrew it really the day we moved in. And so we're looking for more space, and in order to get more space, we need more money. And thank you very much for the big financial gain today, especially with Rust-Oleum donating.
Fall Fest and all the sponsors that kicked in money, and that's going to help everything that you do, because you help so many people. Sometimes we think Midwest Veterans Closet, it's maybe for an older single gentleman. You've got families, you've got deployed right now people who need your help.
Right, a lot of families. In fact, we serve over 550 families, individuals a month.
And when we say what you serve, because it's everything from clothing to cereal to furniture.
Everything from food to furniture. We right now have 2 cars available to us, so a veteran that has a job but has a tough time getting to his or her job will be able to get a car, which is huge. Because
being employed takes a lot more pieces to the puzzle than sometimes we realize.
Absolutely. So, we're really proud of what we do. Really proud.
If somebody wants to help beyond Fall Fest, beyond what goes on now, I know you can go on your website and you can donate, or you could bring goods. Can somebody talk to you to think bigger with you if you have maybe come and think about a big new space or something huge? You're available to brainstorm all the time.
Oh, absolutely. And we welcome that, because we don't have all the answers, but what we do have is the will to help as many of our military heroes as we can.
Well, and I will say this, everything you have goes right back to the veterans. You guys are the most streamlined, shoestring organization anybody. Go up and watch and go up and help. You'll see, right?
That's for sure, yes. Every donation we get is given to active duty veterans and their families. Everything's free to them.
Thank you for all you do. And we'll keep helping you after Fall Fest. But thank you so much, and thank you to your team, because you do important work. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We want to thank the mayor, the village trustees, Public Works, the police department, village staff. We want to thank Mark Fleischauer, our village manager, our assistant village manager, John Petrillo, and every volunteer that came out to help us. You know, this may look like a small group, but are we not having a good time? We are having a good time, because I couldn't really hear you. Okay, that sounds a little better. Okay, so we have a presentation here. Miss Mary Carmody, right here. She is the Midwest Veterans Closet. These are her staff people. All of the money from the raffle is going to the Midwest Veterans Closet. Jim Schultz is one of our trustees. You have something to present, Mary?
Yes, I do. Mary, on behalf of the Village of Vernon Hills, it is my pleasure to give you your very own Bears jersey with and hopefully 00 is your favorite number. So, anyway, again, on behalf of the Village of Vernon Hills and all the volunteers, thank you for all you do at Veterans Closet. And folks, whatever you can afford to give tonight and or contribute to the raffle and everything else that we're doing tonight, because all the profits go to that organization.
These are all veterans standing up here, so I think we should give them all a round of applause.
We are with 5 guys named Mo. That's our headline band for Fall Fest here. Is anybody named Mo?
More or less all of us.
And I only see 4. What's going on here?
The 5th Mo is in transit. Okay. He lives in Joliet, so he'll be here shortly. He's being mobile.
Mobile. That's very nice. I bet you got a million of them, but I'm bumps.
Oh yeah, more or less.
Well, how long you guys been playing together as a group here? I mean, years?
33 years.
Awesome. Have you gotten better over that time? Just,
Nah. Yeah, we have. I think we have. You know, it's just there've been a lot of changes in the band over 33 years. Bob's an original member, along with myself when I started it, and we've had some great musicians come through as we have today with us. So we've been very blessed over the 33 years.
Well, 33 years, that's a lot of music, too. I mean, that's a lot of stuff you got to play.
But we still play 12 different songs, and we just switch them.
Well, you got 12 good ones. Why move on?
We do them the same. We like maybe 11, then 10.
Very, very nice. So here you are. We're at Fall Fest, and we call this like music with a purpose here tonight. So we're very glad you're here because everything we're doing is raising money for Midwest Veterans Closet. And I understand that's something close to you especially.
Yeah, it is. I was in the Marine Corps, spent 72, 77. Was a sergeant. I'd do it all over again. It was a privilege. I just can't say enough about our veterans and about how they make this country safe and how that kind of still gets kind of lost in the shuffle today for some unknown reason. But nevertheless, freedom isn't free. It never will be. It's earned. And respect is earned too, so it's never given.
So here we are, and that we can honor all those vets, including you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
And we're here to do whatever help we can to give a hand up when it's needed.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was a privilege. I do it all over again. And the fact that we could be here today and have our group here for such a wonderful cause, we'll do it every time. So we do a lot of things with American Legions and VFWs as well throughout the summer. So we do a lot with the veterans. They're dear to our hearts, believe me.
Well, excellent. We appreciate you. We appreciate your service, sir. We appreciate all y'all. And thank you all for being at Fall Fest. And
hey, let Joe say hi.
Oh, Joe, what you got to say?
Hi. I'm the newest Giacomo. So I'm the newest member of the band. Frankie's been around for a while. I've been in for about 6 months now. So I'm the newest Mo.
Well, 6 months I think you're in.
And I was a Mo head before that, so.
So Mo head, so you're an actual fan?
I was a fan, yeah, now I'm a member, so. Now I'm one of them.
That's like a dream come true, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, thank you all.
For that. So.
Well, thank you all. And for the 5th Mo when he shows up, we thank him too. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for all you do. And remember, it's all for the Midwest Veterans Closet.
Semper Fi. Semper Fi.
This is Three Rangers Whiskey, and these are the Three Rangers Whiskey guys. We're with Joe and Mark. Mark, you're one of the owners. Joe, you're one of the front line. You know all about it. And we're here because we're supporting Midwest Veterans Closet. We're supporting our vets. Can somebody give me the backstory on Three Rangers Whiskey?
100%. So first of all, most importantly, it's an honor to be here today. And when we heard that this was for the Veterans Closet, it was an immediate, hands-down, no-brainer to be here and help support. So a few years back, we founded a company called Three Rangers Whiskey. If you've ever seen the movie Black Hawk Down, our founder John Collette and Clay Othick, our other owner, were in that fight. And I'm just kind of a random guy. I don't really have a cool story, but I got into veteran transition about 9 years ago, and started working with the veterans and the special operations soldiers as they would transition. So part of this company was we wanted to form a for-profit company to fund our nonprofit Three Rangers Foundation, which we also formed. So we do work with a lot of our operators and basically any veterans that are transitioning. So check out threerangersfoundation.org. But we're here today representing Three Rangers, and it's a beautiful whiskey. We distill out of a company called Koval in Chicago. We brought Joe on to run our sales in Illinois, and he's been kicking some butt and taking names.
Okay, so Joe, like if I'm out there, I can find Three Rangers around here, so I can support this cause by drinking this kind of brown liquor?
Absolutely. Not only by that, but you can show up today and help donate for the cause. But here locally, you can find it at your local Benny's in Algonquin and also Mickey Finn's Brewery. And we're obviously rapidly expanding to not only the Chicagoland market, but Chicago and Illinois in general.
Okay, so this is a growth time for you all here for Three Rangers.
Absolutely. It's freedom at its finest.
Okay,
It's
excellent. I like that. That's the truth. That's the truth, man. So this is Three Rangers, and there's a great story online. You can go to the Three Rangers Whiskey. It's about us. It's the story behind it. And Mark, we know you from Bears Fit and a lot of places around town. So this is like part of your other life. And thanks for being here to do this today.
Thank you. No, again, like we said, it's an honor. We're bringing the freedom fuel, and we're here supporting a good cause today. So anything we do to help.
It's a great cause. So let's support Three Rangers and their mission, and let's support Midwest Veterans Closet. Thank you very much, y'all.
And never forget those that sacrifice theirs for ours, from every generation, past, present, and future.
There you go. Amen. Thank you all. We are at Fall Fest, and we are at the American Legion post table. We're with John Taylor. You're the second in command of the big honchos there at our local organization. This is a great deal. It's a great day to do things for the vets.
Yeah, the mission of the American Legion is to advocate for veterans. We also get involved in the community when there's need, and our services are needed. Anything almost that needs to be done, we can get involved in and help take care of.
Well, you do a lot even up at the Veterans Hospital. You guys are involved in a lot of places.
Yeah, the Veterans Hospital we deal with a lot. Local groups, we have school award programs we get involved with. We get a lot of requests from different places for donations to help. Just for example, a couple of years ago, we paid for one of the escorts who went to honor flight, went to Washington to take veterans from World War II to see the different memorials.
And you were instrumental in a memorial over at the high school.
Right. Last year we dedicated a memorial. It's in the Illinois historical marker. It's outside the football field stadium on the northeast corner. It dedicates that area that the complex is on, the athletic complex. During World War II, over almost 18,000 Navy pilots qualified as carrier pilots using that area as a training site.
It's pretty holy ground over there. So when we talk about somebody wants to hook up with you or get involved, you guys are around. Is it just the best way just to talk to you?
Yeah, just talk to us. You can ask at the Village Hall, and people at the Village Hall know who I am and how to get a hold of me. Our membership eligibility criteria was recently changed when the president signed an act of Congress. It's called the Legion Act, but basically says that if you have served in the military and have been honorably discharged, or if you're presently serving since December 7th, 1941, you are eligible for membership in the Legion. So it's opened up a great deal of vets, and I think there are a lot of vets out there who fit what we used to call non-crisis periods of time who don't know that they can now belong. So it's a word we're trying to get out.
It's an important organization. You do important work. And if somebody wants to get involved, call the Village Hall. They'll help you get hooked up. So thank you, sir. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for the work of your organization, and thanks for being here today.
Well, thank you.
Oh my gosh, that was some skill here. This is Mike. He's the GM over at Bears Fit. This is the Bears Fit team. Hello, y'all.
How's it going? How's it going?
How we doing? Everybody's good here. This is the team over from Bears Fit. They are great supporters of the community. It's a big day here. This is Bears Fit Sunday at Fall Fest. All good.
It's fantastic. We got a lot of energy. We're super excited, hyped up to actually be out here with everybody. We got lots of events, great food out here. Come on out, have a great time. Bears Fit, we're super excited and super invested being here with the community. We got tons of fun events. We got a lot of giveaways, free months of membership to give away. Just know, guys, we're out here to have a fun. Come out here and have a great time with us.
And it's all for a great cause because it's for the veterans. It's for the Midwest Veterans Closet. I know you guys are all about the vets.
Absolutely. Memorial Day, I was honored to be a part of a 20-mile ruck with Mark out in the city, and it was this kind of weather too, so we toughed it out. Absolutely.
So you guys are all vets all day. Bears Fit is here. We've got our junior Cougar youth over here too. They're waiting to get all after it. But again, Bears Fit is right here in town. There are community sponsors. Thank you all for taking the time. And we got a message from our kids over here for the Cougar youth.
Good morning and welcome to the second day of Fall Fest in Vernon Hills 2019. This morning we have the Chicago Bears pep rally, and one of our working groups today is the Vernon Hills American Legion Post 1247, which I'm a proud member of. And at this time we'd like to make a presentation We have with us Andrew Tangen, who is part of, Tangen, who is part of the Lake County Veterans Association. And it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Village of Vernon Hills to present you with your very own Vernon Hills, Village of Vernon Hills jersey for Fall Fest 2019. On behalf of my fellow trustees here, though, Mike Marquardt and Tom Cook, and our coordinator here, Monica Lundeen, thank you to everyone who's helped make this a great event for us.
Closer to the heart, yes, closer to the heart. Philosophers and philosophers, we must start the war. So a new mentality, closer to the heart. left me here stranded with those bills she owed. She gave me a false address. She took off my American Express. Sunspot baby sure had me way out there. She did. Here we go, boys. She left me stranded like a dog out in the yard. She charged up a fortune on my credit card. Man, she used my address and my name, and that was sure a kind. Someone's wife, baby, sure had a real good time. Well, I looked in Miami, I looked in the field. Closest I came was a Buffalo Bill. Well, I checked the Bahamas and they said you were gone. Can't understand why she did me so wrong. She packed up her bags and she took off down the road. She said she was going, ladies and gentlemen, on the guitar, this is Frank and Mo. Man, she used my address and my name. Man, that was sure unkind. Sorry's my baby, sure had a real good time. Sure had a real good time, rock and roll.
Well, that wraps up this edition of the Vernon Hills Update. If you have comments or suggestions, please contact Mike Storto at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@vhills.org. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.